welcome back to Food Prep Guide and welcome back to the Pantry Challenge. I'm excited for today's video because many of you have requested this video, and it is how to cook dried beans fast. Now normally you have to cook dried beans, you have to soak it overnight, and then you have to slow cook it all day, and so really you have to know 24 hours before you actually want to cook with the beans. You need to plan that 24 hours before, and I don't know about you, but I'm good to go if I can remember to thaw meat the afternoon before, let alone prepping beans 24 hours before. So, but fortunately, there is a way to cook dried beans really fast, no soak, no 24-hour notice with your Instapot or just a pressure cooker. And we're going to do this with pinto beans today. I have my pinto beans right here. We store them in a 5-gallon bucket. If you're going to be storing beans in bulk like this in 5-gallon buckets, I highly recommend these Gamma seal lids. They just twist right off, provide an airtight seal. They also provide a stackable foundation. And when you are trying to when you make that transition to buying foods in bulk and you're using a 5-gallon bucket system, the ability to stack those buckets saves a ton of space. So for pinto beans to water ratio, I don't measure, and you don't need to measure either. So basically you're just going to, you don't want to go above your fill line. That's basically the only rule of thumb, is don't fill the beans or water level above the fill line in your Instapot. Other than that, it's just how much you're wanting to make. If you're wanting it for just one meal, then you might do maybe just 2 or 3 cups of pinto beans, depending on your family size. When I am cooking pinto beans, I am cooking them specifically to dehydrate them, and that is to make instant just add water beans, so that as I'm cooking for the next couple months, I only have to do this once every like 2 or 3 months, and I can use those dehydrated beans and they will rehydrate instantly. We're going to do another video walking you through how to dehydrate and create instant beans, but this is step 1. So I always do almost a full up to the fill line bucket of pinto beans, or any of the beans really. But do however much you want. The only rule of thumb is that the water level needs to be at least 2 inches above your bean level. It's okay if you have too much water, but you don't want too little water. So 2 inches or more of water. So let me scoop out these beans real quick. And just a couple tips, if you are storing dried beans in bulk, I store dried beans with bay leaves on the top of the beans, but then I also place them on top of the lid to deter pests. I also put a desiccant pack in it, about 2 of these. I think these are 5 gram, I can't remember. 2 of these packets per 5-gallon bucket, and that helps your moisture. So pests, moisture. Okay, I'm just going to start filling my pot. I forgot to mention, when I buy the beans and then I go to store them in the 5-gallon bucket, I transfer from the bag that I bought them in into this 5-gallon bucket in really small amounts, and I'm sorting through looking for any stones, or I've even had a dead bug before, but mostly stones, mostly small rocks, and I'm sorting through that as I stock my 5-gallon bucket. So that's why you don't see me sorting through all these beans looking for stones. Okay, so now I'm just going to pour in water, and I'm just going to get at least 2 inches above my bean line. At this point, I wait just a few seconds and wait for any beans to float. And any beans that float are ones that probably aren't the highest quality. They might have something wrong with them. Maybe they're split or anything like that. And then I just take a scoop. I forgot to get that out. I take my big strainer spoon and I just scoop those beans right out. Because if they're floating to the top, they're just not the best. Something's wrong with them. Not like make you sick wrong, but just not high quality beans. Okay, we got all of those out. When I first started cooking these beans this way, I used to add like garlic powder and onion powder, maybe some taco seasoning, but I noticed that the flavor really didn't translate into the finished product much. So I felt like it was wasting those seasonings, but salt is important. So I usually do about a teaspoon of salt, but I don't really measure, but about a teaspoon or so of salt, and then about a tablespoon of olive oil. And that is because as the dried beans cook in this pressure cooker, they can produce a foam, and that foam can make the beans kind of bitter, like not taste very good. But a tablespoon of olive oil helps those beans not to foam. So now we're just going to give it a good mix. I'm going to let my beans settle once more, and I'm going to look for any other beans that may have risen to the surface. Okay, I see a couple more that have, so I'm going to go ahead and scoop those out real quick. That's it, y'all. Now we're just ready to cook. I'm going to close the lid, set my valve to airtight, and then pressure cook for 35 minutes. Press start, and we'll be back and show you the finished product. Our timer went off a little while ago, and I allowed for a natural release, so let's see what the finished product looks like. Just going to give it a good stir. Okay, here we go. If you can take the back of a spoon and squish your bean against the side of a bowl and it squishes easily, then you're done. A quick troubleshooting tip: what if you do this test and the beans don't squish easily and they're still hard? All you have to do is put them back in the Instant Pot, add a little bit more water, and Instapot it, or cook it for 10 more minutes, and it should be done at that point. The next step will be in another video, which we will dehydrate these beans to create instant just add water beans, and that is how our family uses dried beans. We can store them in bulk. They are extremely cheap when you buy dried beans in bulk, and it's just the way to take them from dried bean to instant just add water, rehydrate within minute beans, all in one day, and you can do a large enough batch to last you 2 or 3 months at a time. It's an excellent way to save money in the kitchen. That video is coming soon. Hope y'all enjoy. Bye.